He was at the game. He can't pop on the show.
Gotcha.
And welcome. This is the Four Bad Boy Podcast. I'm your host, Viz got D Ronda with me, and Shot and Mike and Tony will join us in just a moment. And of course, we're going to be talking nothing but basketball and maybe throw in some NFL scheduling preview because that the schedule comes out tomorrow. But they dropped a few games on there, and I just find that interesting. Some of these games they dropped early. I'm gonna pull those up when we get into it. Also, we're gonna talk about Coach Bud. We talked about it a little bit on Sunday, but we're gonna talk. I want to go more in depth with Coach Bud's firing. We didn't talk about it last week. We predicted it, and it happened. So we want to see. I called for a fire. I did. So blame me.
But we already knew what time it was. But you know what we finna say right now.
Yeah. What we finna say right now?
Let's go.
This is the Fort Valley Boy Podcast. Of course, we come on Wednesdays and Sundays, 9:05 p.m. 5-minute grace period for the culture. BuyNightShirt.com, where you get all your paraphernalia if you want to look good for homecoming, or you just want to have your stuff to represent your clique. If you're AK or IOTA, FAMU grad or Fort Valley grad, BuyNightShirt.com has your stuff, so make sure you put it on. Of course, we got Arizona Tea. Arizona Tea, how much, Damon?
$1.
How many years will it take for you to get diabetes?
Years. Let's try minutes.
Minutes. Take about 5 minutes.
Let's try minutes.
Let's try 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. If that might be a little shorter.
Maybe 2 minutes.
All right. There we go.
Right. Just for men. You got a beard, got gray in it.
Ooh.
Go to Walmart, get you just for men.
Which one you recommend, Faye? The CB4 or the
Y2K
Town 357?
The one you just said?
The CB4?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. If you're crazy and you like straws, get you some crazy straws. We got a new sponsor. This is a shot sponsor, Dax Wave and Groom. If you want some waves, and you need a pomade to get you right, wax Dax Wave and Groom. They're sponsored by Shot and Michael. So Shot and Michael. And of course our friend here, David Randall, has a podcast started up this month.
Yeah, man. It look like we gonna start it up next week. That's the goal. Chopping it up with D Randall. Got a Facebook page, D Randall. You can follow it. Like we gonna start up next week. All topics, all the time, family friendly. Ain't for just the fellas, for the ladies too. We might one of these episodes. We're gonna try to see if we can get one of the ladies to sit down in the chair. See if they'll get a line up, Faye.
Might as well.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta get the edge right. Right.
You know what I mean? That's how we do. We got female barbers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's do it. But it should. Hopefully, we gonna should be able to start next week.
That's big. Y'all check it out. 12 o'clock on Wednesdays, right?
Tuesday.
12 o'clock on Tuesday Eastern time.
Yep.
That's 9 o'clock in California. If you're in California, you're friend with Damon. 9 o'clock in the morning. So you get to work. You get online early.
All right. Indeed.
Remember, follow us on Facebook for Valley Boy Podcast. Please follow us on YouTube so we get to 1,000 followers so we can start making some money. Tell all your friends and have your friends tell their friends. So we get to 1,000, we get 1,000, we might start making some money, get some ads. Start watching the show on YouTube so that way we get multiple views so we can start getting ads so then we can start getting paid.
Yes, indeed.
Help some brothers out. And of course, the last sponsor, Crown Royal, XO, and Ginger Ale, the Dark Liquor. All right, so hopefully other guys will pop on. Before we get to the playoffs, I want to go ahead and talk about Coach Bud and get that on out the way. He got fired last week. Of course, he got fired a week after his brother got killed in a car accident, but there's still no excuse for him the way he coached, but he was distracted. And he didn't have Giannis for 2 games. But it doesn't matter because you made bad calls in that game, and you almost lost the finals in 2021 against Phoenix. You won the series, which saved your job. Dyke, referral fee, We get a thank
I
you.
was looking like stupid.
You get a thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. We
Well,
appreciate
we gonna start you off with a thank you, and then when we get really going, we gonna get you a
you. Bud
slight
Light,
percentage.
Bud Light.
We gonna get you something, Dyke. We gonna just keep them coming in, bro.
Get your Bud Light. Get your Bud Light. Then we go to Bud. Then we're gonna move up to Corona. Then we're gonna go up to Stella Artois.
We gonna get you right, Dyke. We gonna get you Coronas. We gonna get you right, bro.
Oh, he said Coronas.
Yep.
Okay. in the bottle, right? Not the can.
Oh, you definitely want the bottle, the
You want
long
that
neck
bottle,
bottle.
right?
Yeah, man.
Get a bottle. We want to get you one. Yeah,
He graduated from Bud Light.
Hey, we all. I think we all graduated from OE.
Right.
But, Coach Bud got fired, and Nick Nurse, I believe, should have been a top candidate for that job.
Right.
Dan, what's your initial thoughts after we find out Bud got fired, and who would be your best candidate for this job?
You stole my candidate, babe.
I had another one. I was saying I didn't say that's not my choice. I got a better choice.
That's my choice. That's my choice. Nurse is my choice. Now I'll say this. After Bud got fired is when I found out his brother was killed in a car accident. I didn't know his brother was killed in a car accident. So there probably was some distraction. The problem is, Faye, his brother was alive previous to the other playoff series where there were questionable time management, questionable coaching decisions at best. He actually brought this on himself. You won a championship, then you start regressing after the fact. So after getting bounced in the first round, I mean, most good organizations probably will get rid of you if you have those coaching mishaps and mishandling the time and stuff like that. They're probably gonna get rid of you because you've shown signs of regression, not progression. If he'd have won this series and then get put out by Boston or somebody like that, his job was probably safe. It probably was safe. I just think the regression fade. Then you mess around, number one seed, number one seed, and you lose to the 8 seed. Yeah, they was gonna get rid of you, dude.
Yeah, I get the firing, but you didn't have Giannis for 2.75 of the games in the series. But at the same time, you never adjusted with Jimmy Butler because he was cooking Drew Holiday. He was cooking.
Yes, he was.
And you had when Giannis came back in Game 4 and in Game 5, Giannis, you should have had Giannis on him. Like I would have had him on Giannis the whole game. Had Giannis on him the whole game. And every time Jimmy went out for a break, Giannis went out for a break. I'd have tried him on there. I would have tried Middleton, but if I had Middleton, I would double team him with Portis. I would have Portis on him. You had to put a big and a little on him. But there are no adjustments. But they're making adjustments, especially when they after the jump ball, Giannis threw the ball to Middleton and turned the ball over. That's how Miami got the ball back. They tied the game up, but then you took out Brook Lopez. So either way, time management and play calling, decision making were not good. It's like somebody choosing between going to Fort Valley and Albany State, and they choose Albany State. That's bad decision making.
Yeah, I would totally agree.
But I get it. He's gonna land on his feet. If I was him, I would take a year off.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I wouldn't. If I was him, I would kind of take my time and looking for potential candidacies in different. Because first of all, really, my brother just died. I need some time with that alone. And then you probably want to refresh yourself, try to get yourself situated. What up, Corey? There's certain things you got to do, relax your mind. You still probably in the grieving process, stuff like that. I'm with you. I wouldn't come back to work right away. We see you, Anatole. Let the start. I see you. We see you, man. You might be right though.
Man, put down the sticks.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute, Anatole.
Put down the sticks, Lakers and 6. But you said Nick Nurse is your candidate. I'm gonna give you a candidate that makes sense because I know he's from Missouri, but that's a little bit lower. If the Bucks can pull off a first round pick to get Tyronn Lue to get out of LA,
Tyronn Lue, huh?
Because everything that's happened in LA has not been his fault. He has been handcuffed by injuries and load management. He is by far, to me, the best coach in the NBA.
Hmm.
If you could give up a first round pick for Ty Lue, you get Ty Lue.
Interesting.
Because I believe he's on a 4-year contract. This is the last year of his deal. You go ahead and trade for him. You don't. I mean,
That's
or if you
actually
go,
interesting. I didn't even think about Ty Lue, to be honest. I thought about Nick Nurse because I thought it made sense.
yeah. The only thing with Nick Nurse, his offense is not. His offensive schemes are decent, but to be
Generic.
fair,
I get it. Generic, but he does have he does have a decent defensive mind, and I really think with Middleton, if they keep Middleton with the core that they got there, I think he'll make an adjustment. I think he probably make an adjustment looking at what he has on that roster. His offense is general, it's generic. I get it. I didn't even think about Ty Lue though. So is there anybody else you think besides Ty Lue if they don't?
email you Doku if he just go ahead and quit.
Well, you know he already signed.
I know he could do a Bobby Crimmins. We brought this up on Sunday. He could do a Bobby Crimmins.
Yeah.
But there's really
It's not a big pool of good candidates out there either.
I mean, Frank Vogel will be one. I mean, Frank Vogel he's a good coach, but when they to be honest, when they brought Russell in that third year, he was the scapegoat for that team because AD was hurt most of the year. Then LeBron was kind of hurt, but then you had Russ and.
Would you pull? Let me ask you a question. I know he in the college ranks. Would you pull Mike Woodson away from Indiana?
No.
You think his pro days is done?
I think they are. I think he's done a very good job at Indiana considering what they had in the last 8 years. I think he's a good fit there. I just think that
he's a great fit there.
I think he should stay there. Yeah. But
just curious, just throwing a name out there.
Jamar had brought up Nate McMillan. I think Nate McMillan his expiration day has expired. He's been fired from 4 different places.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt him. Being fired from him. Yeah.
The one candidate I would hire if he wouldn't have went to the front office would have been Dwayne Casey.
You think so? Considering no, you're right. It's an experienced team. He does better with experience as opposed to rookies. You might have a point.
Which is why Phil Handy would be great in Detroit. Phil Handy would have been great in Houston.
I think Udoka gonna have some. Unless he's just that miracle worker, he's gonna have some problems in Houston, especially if they get that first pick. Because a lot of people don't see it. I caught a few Houston games. I don't know if Jalen Green is selfish. He's a selfish player, man. Yeah. He's a me player. I didn't realize he was that selfish.
That's a good point. I mean,
he's selfish, Faye. I mean, one of the premier young scorers. I won't take away from his game, but it seems like, and maybe this is the games I watch, it seems that he is self-first, even when he's off. Because some games I really think he could, he scored 12 points, but there's been a lot of times you look at that game and you feel like, hey, man, he could have like 8, 9 assists. And they probably could have stole the game, even with him being off. He jack up shots, man. And like I say, he's a premier scorer. Oh, he's a good one. I just think he's selfish.
Yeah, somebody brought up Sam Cassell too. Was an option, but Sam Cassell's under Doc Rivers. Also, Tom Thibodeau was under Doc Rivers, but then you got Ty Lue. But Ty Lue got away from Doc Rivers and went to Cleveland for a year and a half before he came to head coach.
Right.
So he just has just as many championships as Doc as a coach.
Gotcha.
But
I can see Ty Lue. I get it. I didn't even think about him though. I didn't.
It's gonna be very compelling. Let's get to these. Let's get to the games. We got a good one tonight. The Knicks are up 81-67. Might be 30 to 45 seconds off because I'm on YouTube TV.
Got you.
So it's a little delay. I noticed that with streaming TV, I'm always behind by like a minute or
Yeah,
so.
when you streaming, yeah.
So it's a 14-point lead right now. The Knicks are up. They actually have 81 points in the third quarter, which is shocking.
Yeah, you said the score, yeah. Now I heard a slight rumor. I don't know if you heard it. Well, I'm gonna ask you a question. Is there some issues going on with the Knicks and Julius Randle?
Oh yeah, he's selfish. You heard what he said? Today is Wednesday, Monday night
I
after the
didn't
game.
hear. I didn't hear.
He said maybe they wanted more. Talk about Miami, maybe they just wanted more.
Well, you shouldn't say that. You should want it just as much as they do, if not more.
Well, so that's and plus he's struggled tonight anyway. He's the way that the way Miami's gonna
Miami playing him right. That's why he's struggling. They came across a defensive team to know how to play defense.
Yes.
That's why he's struggling.
And New York needs to push the pace, and Julius slows them down.
That's true. That's true.
They need to push the pace. Cats. Yeah, push the pace. This might not be a serious film, just like Jordan Poole might. If I'm Golden State, we'll get to that in a second, Anatol. I know you're still watching. And Anatol, if you want, go ahead and hop on. I'll let you in. You got the link. Go ahead and hop on. But they need to push the pace. Evan Fournier, I haven't seen him play a game in about 2 years.
Right.
You paid all that money to him for scoring and shooting. He's not even playing. He's not playable, but that's because of Tibbs. Because he won't play defense. But Tibbs, you need scoring. You need some difference, like Lonnie Walker. But we'll get to that in a minute. We'll talk about the Lakers. But I think Miami's gonna lose this game. They'll win in 6. They'll win Friday night.
Right.
So, well, I want to jump to Phoenix and Denver. Phoenix and Denver. That game was last night. That was a very good game. Junker had another triple double. The triple double he had on Sunday. I want to talk about the difference between those two triple double. Triple double on Sunday.
That's triple double.
53.
That triple double was ridiculous on Sunday.
Yeah, the only problem with that triple double, I can see it because I watched that game. When he was posting up Ayton and Longdale or Landale or Jock Landale, whatever his name is, I can't the backup center for the Sun, because Bismack Biyombo is not playable. Period. Right. When he was scoring in the paint too easy. The problem is though he was in the paint. He should have been higher up in the key or at the top of the 3-point line, which is the adjustment they made in the game last night. So that way they could get easy cuts to the basket with him facilitating from the top.
Right.
Since they're on the bottom, he'll score and they'll shoot the ball right back out and speed out there. Which why Devin Booker and Durant had about 86 points on Sunday to combine, but their bench had about 30, I believe, 30, 40 points.
Right.
But that was a difference. Do you see the Suns trying to come back in this series, win in 7, or you think Denver's just going to go ahead and knock them out on tomorrow night?
I can see Denver losing. I can actually see Phoenix winning the game. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, though. You brought it up a lot, Fade. I think Mike and I talked about it the other day. Yeah, he was like, man, we gotta give props and shout out to Fade. It's not a win. It's not if, it's when Chris Paul get hurt. And to be honest, with Chris Paul on that court, it's a whole lot easier for Booker to be who he is. We know what Kevin Durant gonna do. We pretty much know what's cracking. But with Booker having to play the point, score, facilitate, still play decent defense, it's a lot on him. Chris Paul takes 90% of that off of his chest, off his neck rather. If Chris Paul don't play, it's a wrap, I think. And then, to be honest, as slow as Jokic is, he's almost unguardable. That's a cat, man, that he sees the floor well. He shoots the ball well. He gonna bang. He can play with his back to the basket. That's a dangerous cat. He remind me so much of Olajuwon as far as the versatility and the way he can score. Olajuwon really couldn't shoot no threes like the Joker can, but he could pass. He could rebound. He better defender than the Joker too. But I'm just saying the semblance. It reminds me a lot because when Olajuwon is on, he is on.
Yeah.
The Joker, man, he's dangerous. And then you got Jamal Murray. You got these cats that they got around him that he can find them in their sweet spots as a center, making their life easy. Center averaging a triple double fade. Can't beat that.
He's about to average a triple double this year. Now I think if he would have went in and averaged a triple double and they went and slacked off in the last few games at the end of this year,
He'd have won MVP.
he won MVP. He would deserve to win MVP.
Yeah. Not taking away nothing from Joel Embiid, because I really do think Joel he deserved it this year. He balled out. But you're right. You're right. The first center to ever average a triple double. That right there alone probably would have got it for him.
Yeah. And Michael Porter Jr. too. I mean, the Clippers had a chance to draft him, but they didn't because they were about his back.
Right.
That if they would have had Michael Porter Jr. on that team with Kawhi and what we call it, and
all
that length they already got on the team because 6'5", 6'8", 6'8", 6'4", 6'8".
Yep.
Yeah, versatility.
Yep.
I just think the Clippers are. I think the Clippers are done. I think not LeBron. Ty Lue should go ahead and go to Milwaukee. I'll say it again, but I think Denver closes them out tomorrow night.
I wouldn't be surprised. I just think Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are gonna put up a huge fight. This is probably gonna be the game where they're gonna have a similar game. They score between 55 and 65 points between the both of them, and somebody gonna step up to where they might sneak a game. They might steal a game. But you might be right.
I'm gonna give you a hot take. If Chris Paul comes back on Game 6, the Nuggets win. Chris Paul comes back, the Nuggets win. He slows the game down too much. Slows down too much. And he's not a fit with them. Chris Paul's not a fit with Durant. If they would have got somebody different, like say Paul George,
you don't think he fit Fade? You don't think
or DeMar DeRozan, he doesn't fit with them because Chris Paul doesn't fit with the Suns with Kevin Durant.
That's interesting.
Because if I can get this book we got now, man, stop. But that's just me. That's just my opinion on that. So we talked about the Knicks and Heat. We talked about the Nuggets, 76ers, and the Celtics. That series right there. Anatole, where you at? No, you watching. This Celtics team this year is better roster wise. Their coaching has taken several steps back.
Yeah, you can tell.
If you noticed last year with Ime Udoka, you seen Horford and Williams play on the court together. One play high, one play low on defense. And Williams is more like a lob guy, offensive rebounds, defense.
Yep.
Horford can play in the paint a little bit, bang. He'll shoot some threes every now and then. I'm gonna do my Keyshawn voice. Maybe he just give me 12 points, 8 rebounds, play solid defense, Yeah, man. So you know what I'm saying. But Mazzulla, he's for shooting threes. The Celtics average about 43s a game. He's offense. And this is a guy that came from West Virginia under Bob Huggins,
who's a
defensive mind. So, do you see the Celtics coming back and winning this series? Or you think they're going? The Embiid's finally going to get to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time.
Good question. I would say that Philly may take this one. Just because of what you just said, Faye. Just because of what you just said. The Udoka effect. He had a lot of you could tell that dude was a very good coach by just watching how he facilitates on both sides of the ball, Faye. Not just the defensive side, on both sides. because you brought up a great point about Williams and Horford playing together, the high low or the low high. Either way it go, if both of them out on the court, you had to honor Horford's 3-point shooting because he takes them and he hits them.
Mm-hmm.
You had to honor that. And then with Horford, even as old as he is, he still plays decent defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was the best of both worlds where Brown and Tatum really had free reign to do what they need to do because of what Horford brought and what Williams brought, and then what they both brought on the court together. We know what Smart's gonna do. We know what those cats out there, you know what they're gonna do. But that right there, and plus the 3-point shooting, you can even tell how Udoka did that. Timely threes were designed.
Yeah.
The plays came designed to where they shot three. This is more free range, worker ball type 3-point shots. That's what I think. I think it's more of shot selections and the way the plays are done. You know, Corey brought up a good point. Philly just came to play. They ready to play. I think what Corey, man, you brought up another one. They are pressing a little more. Yeah, that's true. That's a great point, Corey. But that, I mean, wouldn't y'all agree that Udoka would have made some in-game changes quicker than what's going on now?
Yes.
So that's the problem. The coaching had, like you said, has taken the drastic step backwards, which is probably the reason they should have never put all that stuff and fired that man for some garbage. That's just me. That should have stayed in house, hey. That should have stayed in house. They should have handled that in house.
They should have just said he's suspended indefinitely. But
they didn't even have to give a reason why he was suspended.
They really never fired him. He never got fired until he got the job in Houston.
Okay. Once again, I hear you. I'm just saying that's in house, bro. That's stuff that didn't have to come out to the media.
I said you should just fire him. Either just go ahead and fire him and just say conduct detrimental, keep him moving.
That's it. But you can tell.
Yeah.
If he was there now, Fave, I think Boston would have went all the way and probably would have won it.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I think
they probably had a better chance of winning it if Udoka was coaching right now. He gonna turn Houston around. I'm just wondering, is Jalen Green gonna get on his nerve? Because it seems like Jalen Green got a mindset that he gonna do what he want to do.
And that's not happening with Udoka. He'll sit him down, and Tillman Fertitta is going to be on that. Like, why not Rice if he does that? But at the same time, think about this too. Houston hired a coach who had a scandal went on after getting rid of a quarterback who had a scandal.
Yeah.
The optics of that is
make
totally
it make
bad.
Sense. As they would say, make it make sense. I'm with you.
Make the math happen. That made no sense.
I'm with you. No argument there.
I'm with you. Anderson, we're gonna get to your Lakers, okay? We're gonna get to your Lakers, Anderson. I promise. We're gonna get to your Lakers. We're gonna get to them. Remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about train of thought. We talked about the Sacramento Kings and what they need. It depends on what De'Aaron Fox do.
Right.
Well, they lost. They got blown out by 20. I still think they need a star defender in the backcourt with him, because Herter either comes off the bench or he needs to be traded. Keegan Murray needs to start. I think he does start. He needs to stay in the starting lineup.
I think he does start. Okay. And they had a lot of that going back to the draft. So remember all of you. I hate to cut you off. Just remember going back to the draft. Everybody gave Sacramento the flux for picking Keegan Murray. He was older than the regular. They didn't know how he was going to adjust to the league. Well, he's showing you. He actually fits that roster very well, man. But I do agree with you on they need a all around guard to pair with Fox. I agree with that.
because I think Jalen's in his last year next year. Jalen Brown for Kevin Herter, um, one of the backup guards, and 2 first-round picks, and give Jalen this extension.
And he'll be going out west. A Georgia boy going out west.
He went to Cal, so he'd be close to where he went to college at too. So
That's true. He did go to Cal. You're right. He did go to Cal.
he'd have been a better fit in Atlanta than DeJounte Murray. But
I would agree with that as well.
Hawks, if you're gonna make a trade, make that trade to the Celtics. Anatole, get on here. Hey, get on here, dude. Hit the link. Want to hear the trade you got? I'm listening. I don't think Sacramento all right, Corey. I think they got to make a move. They need a center. Demonis is not
I'm
a center.
wondering if they look at me going back. I wonder if they regretting getting rid of Buddy Hield.
Oh yeah, I would. I mean, you could have got Evan Turner. I would have got if I would give up Buddy Hield, I would have got Evan Turner back. Do you see the trade for no, they're not giving up Wiggins. Wiggins their best defensive player.
No, Brown and Brogdon. I don't know. Somebody. I don't know. Anatole.
No, that ain't for the fly. That I
Probably
wouldn't do
not.
it. That's too much salaries. That's too much money right there.
Yeah, and you right. On the ball defender, that would be Wiggins.
Yeah.
Who can score? That would be Wiggins.
Now I'll send Poole to Washington. Get somebody like Kyle Kuzma and somebody else, but I wouldn't. No, that's just one. It's too much money. If I'm the Warriors, I'll trade Draymond. If Draymond opts into his contract and trade him at the deadline, Clay wants an extension. I will have to look at trading Clay too because I'm not going to pay the repeater tax because the tax. I said this last week and the week before. The new collective bargaining agreement is punitive, especially for teams like the Clippers,
the
Warriors, and the Bucks. So they need to look at that also. They need to look at something like that. If you're gonna make a trade with the Nets. Mikal Bridges or Cameron Johnson. Spencer Dinwiddie would be a better fit.
I can see that.
All right, and so here we go. They have to trade Poole. I agree.
Somebody grab.
And so hit the link. Get on here, man. Okay, Lakers play tomorrow night. What have you seen from Golden State that have you cause for pause, Damon?
Bench scoring. I think bench scoring is the issue. I think he actually said it about himself, but Draymond's inconsistency has been an issue. That's been a big issue. You want to know the truth? That I think is the huge issue to me. The inconsistency of Draymond's play, some of the shot selection from other players besides the Splash Brothers. You know what? Nah, a lot of this is Day. You can't get in foul trouble the way you do. You got to be more of a threat on the offensive side. And bench scoring. It's Day and bench scoring to me.
To me, I think after game one, what the Lakers are doing, they're forcing Steph to do everything, which means if you take away Klay Thompson's game two, he has shot less than 40% from the field.
True.
In 4 to 5 games. Jordan Poole has been basically put himself out the lineup. This is going back to game 6 against the Kings. He's been struggling, and like I said, this punch from the beginning. I said it all year. This punch
I
from
got you.
Draymond to Poole will affect this team somewhere. The bill is going to have to get paid for it, and the bill is being paid right now.
Right.
The bill is being paid. So everybody can look at me crazy before they're watching, but I've said it all year. That punch is going to be more detrimental than you think right now. Because Draymond on the podcast said on his podcast say everybody gonna be great. Steph gonna come back. Clay gonna come back. Looney gonna come back. DiVincenzo gonna come back. Kumonga might get some playing time. Moody gonna be great. GP gonna be great. One name he didn't mention. Who was that one that he didn't mention?
I got you.
And Jordan, if I'm Steve Kerr, you don't play Jordan Poole the rest of this series. You're gonna destroy his confidence, but at the same time, you need to win this series. I wouldn't play him, but then it's gonna shorten up your bench because you're already not giving anybody else any other burn anyway. So it's not gonna kill you or anything. It's not gonna hurt you. Now, the only way Poole will play, of course, Clay or Steph get hurt and miss the rest of the game, which I doubt that would happen. But the way the Lakers are defending them, the adjustments they made as far as putting, I know they started putting AD into action a lot more. What they did was they moved AD to Wiggins and I want to say they put Vanderbilt on, still have Vanderbilt on. No, they moved Austin Reeves to Steph, so that way they couldn't use that action. They didn't counter it with GP, but that didn't really work either because GP is not giving no offense.
Right.
So now you're back to having two non-shooters on the court, which is why they moved Loon to the bench in game 2 and had Jermichael Green started. But Jermichael Green was in effect of the last 2 games, so that was only a 1 game fix. Of course, Draymond has fallen off trying to be a part-time Dennis Rodman cause.
Yeah, I see. Right. I'm with Corey on that. I was reading it when he popped it up. He got to do what he do best to win championships. I know he want to get in the other opposing players' mind and throw their game off, but he's like one of the Pistons that make that engine go. He's the rebounder. He's the defender. He leads fast break. He takes a lot off of the Splash Brothers' back when he plays well. And when he ain't playing well and he going to that funk, he admitted it on his podcast because I've seen some of it. He got to go back to what he was doing to win games and win championships. And right now, that's not what he's doing. I'm gonna be straight up with you, and it's detrimental. It's detrimental because Faye, you brought up a good point. I would ask. Anatole say they got a trade Poole. Golden State, they got a trade Poole.
I agree with that.
I would wonder though, if you trade Poole, what happens to that one offensive punch that you had? Who are you looking to get that's going to be able to fit and be the guy that's going to give them points? Who would you look for? Who would you want to trade them to? What team would you look at?
The one place that would make sense, this is just off the cups, New Orleans with CJ McCollum.
Okay.
That's just off the top of my head right there.
Hey, okay. Excuse me. Yeah, okay. I can see a little bit of that.
Or another option would be you trade him you do a possible 3-way trade.
New Orleans probably would fit too because Willie Green is a coach down there. And he's a coach that can really bring out guards.
Yeah,
him being one. So yeah, I can see that.
Memphis would be another fit too.
Oh, who would you get rid of on Memphis then?
Probably got to get Kennard. It's under contract. I'll get Kennard and probably Tyus Jones. I'll take those 2 guys.
Luke Kennard?
Mm-hmm.
He's a shooter. He might fit.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to know a couple names. Kennard, and he's a big white boy. That's
we get 6'7", 6'6". Yeah.
6'7". Yeah, we drafted him.
Yeah. Or Indiana.
Yeah.
And get Buddy Hield.
Now that's who I think will help them tremendously.
Yeah.
That's who I think will help Golden State tremendously. I think that's the type of scoring punch you will probably need because Buddy Hield don't take crazy shots. He got the range. He don't take crazy shots, and he's a big dude, physical guy. and his defense is average. You can think it can be better, but I think he would be a good fit. Hill would be a really good fit.
Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting because I just want the main story is Yana gonna sign this extension. He's gonna be extension eligible, even though he has 2 years left of his contract. But he can sign the extension in September. Will not will he sign it? Will the Bucks offer him one? And so Golden State need a bid. They got G Ple playing the phone. Yeah, because they're trying to match up with them, trying to put Lakers into action. They're trying to pull AD from the paint.
Yep.
And they made the adjustment. What they should have
I
never did.
gotta give Darvin Ham some credit. He playing chess.
You know who could use Darvin Ham this year? Colt Bud.
Yeah,
because he was on his bench last year. Darvin Ham been with Colt Bud the last few years.
that's true. You're right.
But they had Wiseman. They traded him, but the thing is though, they never used him the right way. And he played pretty well for Detroit down the stretch.
He has been. I'm just wondering what they're gonna do with all these bigs. Detroit gotta get rid of somebody. I think Bagley is the one that's expendable.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of bigs, and then with Duran, he's a strong player, defensive player, and with Wiseman, I don't think he's as a good a defender as Duran is, but he's more of a finesse big that can play with his back to. I'm just gonna wonder what they're gonna do with that. I'm wondering if there's gonna be some trades being done. I don't know, but as far as Golden State, they're gonna have to. If they win this game, I can see them winning in 7. I really can. They win it, it's a good possibility.
That's why I said Lakers need to handle business tonight. Do what you got to do.
Got to
get a couple days extra rest.
Yes.
And be honest with you, I will hope you guys fly to Colorado early, get used to the altitude, and play those 2 games. Because if you don't, that's why I'd rather play Phoenix. Because this gonna sound blasphemous. I will let KD and Booker score 80. I can stop everybody else.
Yeah.
Corey, that's a misspeak right there. LeBron also came back from 3-1. And he knows what it takes to come back from 3-1. And LeBron has never lost a series when he's up 3-1.
That dude messed around with a championship this year. I don't know what you can say now because it ain't the bubble. There's no you can't get you have no excuses to put on him if he messed around with a championship this year.
No, see, that what came about the bubble. This is a conversation we should have. Everybody make fun of the bubble. The thing is, though, everybody had ideal conditions. Everybody was no travel involved. Everybody's right there. Everybody had the same amount of break. There's no excuses. Everybody had the same circumstances, and the Lakers still won.
That's true.
Next year, of course, come back from COVID with the shots and everything. AD got hurt. AD wouldn't have got hurt. Lakers probably would have went back to back. Because they were the number 2 seed,
right? Until
AD went out. They were still holding on. Then when LeBron went out, they went to a nosedive until AD came back. The folks don't remember that. They was the number 2 seed. They were behind who was number 1? The Jazz. Mm-hmm. Jazz was number 1. The folks don't realize that, but
yeah, you're right.
Here goes Anatole. If he wins the championship, I'll call him a Laker. he won a championship for y'all. He's still a Laker.
Yeah. Yeah. You win it. What can you do?
I mean, if you want to, if he matter of fact, I'll do like this. If you just get him to the finals after everything they've been through this year, he's a Laker. He's not getting a statue, but man, whatever. So okay, we all agree the Lakers don't win tonight. This series going 7, and I think
so.
And they need to end it tonight. And by the way, the Miami Heat have come all the way back. Like I said, I'm a little bit delayed. Probably they're up the Knicks are up 102-98 with 3:38 to go in the game. So,
boy, Stephen A. Smith gonna have a baby on TV
if they lose their game.
Yes, Lord.
Orange blue skies, baby. Orange blue. Hold on, let me
He
do.
is gonna have a baby. He gonna probably call out names and everything.
Hold up, let me do my Steve A. Orange,
Oh, look at this dude,
orange blue skies.
Look at this guy, man. I can't stand
Ooh.
Fabian Brooks.
That's a two-time winning coach, high school basketball champion,
You
Jamar.
right, Ma. You right. Brunson is a problem.
No,
You right.
I'm glad they didn't get what's her name, Donovan.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't get Donovan. Could that have been a waste of picks? Y'all have been mad, and Tibbs would have lost their job because they would have been knocked out the first round. Because remember, Donovan's jump shot is not that consistent. If you stop his drive, you're good. His defense is suspect, to be polite.
Yeah.
But then also JB Bickerstaff didn't make the adjustments he needed to make either. So Corey said Miami's determined. No, Stephen A. Smith is determined to get Miami to the finals. No, because remember in the bubble, two teams that was in the finals, right? Miami and LA.
Right.
And they was in the bubble. And guess who was mad because it was in the bubble?
Stephen A. Smith.
Orange blue skies, baby. Orange blue skies.
They lose tonight, man. I can hear that man going ballistic, man. He probably gonna give birth. I can hear him now. They lose that game, it's a wrap, babe.
Yeah, that's gonna be it. When we do give
We've been giving, man. I love
Spo. He top 3 coach right now.
Yeah, we've always said I've always said Spoelstra was one of the best, if not the best coach in the NBA. I've always said that.
He's 5-1 in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I will say this: that man messed around, get back to the NBA Finals with Jimmy Buckets and this team. If you don't give him his flowers, it's a problem. I'll say that.
Ty Lue, both my perk boys, Spoelstra and Kerr. Those 3.
In that order?
And
or you just naming 3?
Just name the top 3.
I would agree with that.
Kerr, of course, because he has more championship. Ty Lue, because you one of the best in game. Ty Lue. Okay, Jamal, who's your top 3? We're gonna have this out. The link is in the chat. You can always hop on it. I'm gonna do my Skip Bayless. Come on the show. You're invited anytime. We can sit across the seat anytime. Spo, Kerr, Ty. Might put Doc in there. I could, but what has Pop done? Okay.
Of all time, man.
Are you talking about right? Let's clarify. Are we talking about all time? Or are we talking about
right now?
Right now, in the last couple of years.
If you talking all time, I never disrespect.
Greg Pop. If we talk about all time, never. Pop is number 1 to me. Pop,
yeah, I would.
Field,
Pop never get disrespected, bro. I was just saying who was the top. If you was asking me, I should have specified. I should clarify. I was talking about right now. There's no disrespect to Pop. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. Hands down.
Yeah.
Never disrespect Greg Popovich.
If you talk about all time, Pop number 1, then Field, then Red Outback. So that's all time. That's my 3. Argue with your mammy.
I'm talking now, Ma. I'm as far as all time. I could never disrespect Pop. Never. I really respect him way more than I do a whole lot of other coaches, man. Popovich, one of the best to ever do it.
There you go. Kerr, Lue, Spo. That's right now.
Yep, that I agree. Right now. But as far as all time, please.
That's right now. But all time, like I said, all time.
I don't even know how you can argue. He's not one of the top 3, top 5. There's no argument this way. For real.
Okay, Jamal, how about that better? That better right there. That's just me. Phil had 11 championship, but at the same time, Phil cherry picked his teams though. He grew with Mike, Neil Long, baby.
He right there at the cusp. He get him a championship, then we got an argument. He
One
right there at
year,
the cusp.
he had 1 year of data. 1 year of data.
Yeah, we talking about some cats that's been doing it for a few years.
Now, if you talk about he just took his team to the final, then you can say David Black is a great coach. Then, and David Black was not. He was terrible. But that's neither here nor there. Then you go back. Then you go back to Ty Lue. He was head coach for half a year, won a championship, and then went to 2 more finals after that.
Right.
Or we can argue with we just Don Nelson. Well, Don Nelson. All time you talking about right now. Then you can say Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is giving away 3-1 leads as a head coach.
Yeah, that kind of knocked him down the pedestal a little bit. Giving away those leads, kind of not taking away from Doc. Doc is he's a heck of a coach. What you just said, though, Faye, he gave up 3-1 leads. That's tough. That's tough to overlook.
I believe in 3 different locations, right?
He did it with.
No, he did twice in LA and once in.
Yeah.
No.
He did it. Yeah, you're right. Twice in LA.
And then we look at it too with Philadelphia. The year Ben Simmons just wet the bed in the second half of the last 3 games. He should have been. That's a Ben Simmons issue. I would have.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a Doc issue. Some ain't right with Ben Simmons as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you should have sat him down. All right, so we're going. Like I said, I'm trying to see what the score is when it's on a look like Ben Grimes got hurt again. 107-101. Little a minute and a half left. I know that I was saying it wasn't Doc's fault. That's Ben Simmons' issue. I want to get real quick before we go. I want to talk about this. Of course, the NFL schedule gonna come out tomorrow, but they released some of the games. The Jacksonville Jaguars gonna be the first team to play overseas twice in the same season. I believe the owners from London, and there are 2 games, and they're gonna be, and they'll play October 1st and October 8th.
Mine going in. He going in on Ben Simmons. He said he could never shoot ever, 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 ever. That's so true. He might be a coach killer, bro.
Who, Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
You know who else a coach killer? Trae Young. Trae Young, coach killer. Quit's now going to be fired in 2 years because of Trae Young.
Trae Young is a hell of a scorer, be a crybaby.
You know who also a low key coach killer? Kawhi.
Not because he stayed hurt, because he's been hurt.
Mm-hmm. Killing me softly with my injuries.
Stop playing with me.
Never can stay on the court.
Stop playing with me, bro.
Killing me softly with my injuries.
Stop
Killing me softly.
Babe.
I'm always hurting at home.
Stop it.
50 million, always be hurting.
Stop it.
No, I said what I said, Jamal. Trae Young is a coach killer. If Quinn Snyder gets fired, and Quinn Snyder is a great coach, he just had Donovan Mitchell who wet the bed in the playoffs. If he gets fired, Trae got to go, or Trae need to go now. Trade him to like Washington, get Bradley Beal, but Bradley Beal stay hurt. And Corey, I'm not hating on Trae. You got 2 black coaches fired. 2 black coaches in Atlanta.
McMillan was there, right?
McMillan, and then you had Lloyd Pierce before him.
Right.
Knicks only up 107, 103. Thank you,
1.6 to go.
How much time left, Damon?
I just seen it said 51.6. I was looking at ESPN. Somebody just shot a free. RJ Beard made a free throw.
Yeah, I'm definitely about 30 seconds behind.
Yeah.
TV, man. But yeah, we'll still keep the score update. But the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing 2 games in London. And then Titans and Ravens play the 15th. Dolphins and Chiefs are playing in Germany, and then following the Colts and the Patriots are playing in Germany. NFL really spending a whole lot of money going overseas for some folks that wants to watch football, not American football, but soccer, the beautiful game.
Yep.
The beautiful game. It is beautiful, but just just a quick question: why would you play all these games overseas? Why waste the money? Why?
I really think what the NFL is trying to do. Well, the icing is on the cake because you're right. The owners from that owns Jacksonville, I think they are from London. I
Mm-hmm.
really think what they're trying to do is take the American king overseas and make them the worldwide king. And what they don't realize is football over there is the worldwide king.
Mm-hmm.
They don't realize the NFL don't realize. I don't think they understand that trying to take over soccer is going to be tough because soccer is worshipped all over the world. It's worshipped, especially over there. You 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 got some people over there that actually like American football. They like it. It's somewhat compared to rugby. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So they have an idea of what it is. The NFL is just trying to push it. And now that there's an owner from the UK that owns a team, maybe he can get a few more billionaires, millionaires to get over there and put some money into it. Maybe get a team over there. I don't know. I think that's the goal. I think they're trying to make the NFL king king over there. That's a hard fought battle.
Jamal brought up a good question. Do you have to pay tax on NBA money made overseas? As far as that, if you're an NBA team, I mean, that's a good question because
That's a good
Toronto,
question.
you got to pay customs on all that stuff. I would think you probably because it's NBA is an American company. It's just like if you work at Walmart, it's an American company. No, no, matter of fact, no, let me get in line. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know either.
That's a good question. I would think you would if your team if it's an American company, but I'm not sure though. That's good, Jamal. That's your homework assignment for the week. Look that up for us. Come back with the answer next week. Well, no one of us will probably find out. But that's a very good question.
It
I
is.
know I know if you live in Texas, Florida, I think that's another state. You don't pay state taxes. Jaguars owner from Pakistan grew up American, but also has a soccer team. You got money. Fulham FC. Look at Anatole, the shot producer.
You see him?
Yeah, Anatole shot producer. The shot producer right there. I need to get me one of them
You
producers
ain't
because
lying.
I'm trying to do my own research. I'm tired.
You ain't lying.
You pay different taxes based on location of games. Yeah, I would think. Then that's the case. Then I would say yes, Jamal. When the NBA went to Mexico City, I think this year or something like. I think they went to Mexico this year. One of these years when they went to Mexico, yeah, they probably had to pay tax in Mexico. Yeah, yeah. I would assume that they did. But
Man, Pakistan, he grew up in Pakistan, but grew up in America. Okay. Oh, yeah, you know what? Okay, okay, Anatole makes sense. He owns a soccer team as well. Gotcha. Okay.
soccer team make money.
Yeah, they make money. And he got that Pakistani money.
Yeah,
That's
all
money.
that's money. Yeah. Hey man,
That's money.
it been real. No Mike. Well, before we get our part, I want to send our condolences out to Mike. He has one of his favorite uncles that passed, and the funeral was today. And I
Yeah.
talked to Mike briefly yesterday. He said he might try to make it on. He didn't make it on. And Horatio, he's probably at the Panthers game. Probably one of the 7 black people that's at the game right now. But we're gonna and my Stephen A. boy, we're gonna do that hockey. We're gonna do that hockey. We're gonna do that hockey.
Let that man alone, man.
All right, Damon. Look at these party shots on you.
Yeah, went to the doctor other day rather, and really, I just want to say, y'all be careful out there, man. The reason why I'm saying it, my son showed me an article about Jamie Foxx and the doctors says telling his family um, pray for him, but also expect the worst. So if somebody had put out, my wife seemed to think it was his management team put out he was doing good, he blessed. So I mean, you never know what's going on with somebody because this just happened to Jamie Foxx out the blue. Nobody really know what happened. And I'm saying just health is wealth. Please take care of yourself. I'm praying for Jamie Foxx, one of the all-time great actors in my opinion, comedians, entertainers. Anybody. I watched a video of him uh, when he was doing Ray with Ray Charles, and he was saying how Ray Charles was on him about don't play a bad note. Bad notes, that's the part of life. You can't play bad note. You know how Ray talked, and he had it down pat. Just watching Jamie Foxx do his craft makes me respect him even more. So I'm praying for that man. I hope he beats this. And I'm also saying, please take care of yourself. Get your checkups. I'm getting older. We got to do all this old man stuff, but it's well worth it. You got to catch this stuff early or it'll take you out, man. God bless Jamie Foxx, and just go to the doctor. Make sure you take care of everything. Doctor, eye doctor, whatever you need to do, make sure you take care of it because health is wealth.
Yeah. Let me do my Stevie A moves. Orange blue sky, baby. Orange blue skies.
I hate this dude, man.
All right. So Lonnie Walker scored 15 points in the fourth quarter on Monday. Y'all probably thinking, why? Why are we talking about Lonnie Walker? If you do Lonnie Walker's story, you see why this is so heartfelt to me as far as what Lonnie Walker has been through. He's from Pennsylvania. Dad was a budding basketball star, but had to give up on his dream because he ended up being a single parent, and he had to take care of Lonnie when he was born in 1990. He had to drop out of college because he was at Alvernia University and had to drop out when his son was born and had to raise him as a single parent and work multiple jobs. So one of the things that Dad did was have him read before games and all that stuff. That's part of his ritual, pregame ritual, or whatever. So, but that's just part of the crux of the story with Lonnie Walker. If you remember Lonnie Walker when he was at University of Miami, he had this hair that was a very different hairstyle that you ever seen before. And I'm thinking like that's a wild hairstyle. I thought like that's different. So unique, kind of like what's his name, Reggie Bullock in a sense. Bullock and,
Right.
with the Dallas Mavericks, they had similar styles. Um, Folk, if you're not a follower of the Spurs, or you're a deep Spurs fan, or follow different players and stuff like this, Lonnie Walker in 2020, in the midst of the pandemic, revealed that he was sexually molested by his own family member while he was a teenager, and part of the coping mechanism was him growing his hair out. And when he cut his hair, when he decided to cut his hair, it was like a freeing moment for him. Like if like when people just go ahead and try to cut their hair, that gives them it's more clarity and freedom because you don't feel like you're tied down. All the weight of the world is on your head, and that's a symbolism of weight and stuff. And when he said, when I learned about this story, this like I didn't notice until a couple weeks or two ago when they talked about this on I'm watching YouTube videos or whatever, and it just saddens me that when we are, as far as being education, we don't know what these kids are going through at that time or now. Why kids wear hoods on their heads inside the buildings all the time, or why kids sleep in class, or why kids not eating school lunch, or just not eating, or they want to, or just eat Takis, or not doing their work, or why they're cussing at everybody, or different things we're dealing with. And just looking at this, just be kind, especially to our young people, because we don't know what they're dealing with as far as that, and just give Lonnie his roses now for just having the courage a couple years ago, coming out and what he did. Even though it just seemed like a one game, this might have be a memory for his career for his children to share. That is our show for today. We'll be back on Sunday. We're gonna talk some more NBA. We might do a movie. We haven't did a movie in a while. I might do some Marvel movie. Damon's podcast starts on Tuesday. It's going to start on Tuesday at 12 o'clock. He's going to be in. We're trying to get him in the real barbershop.
Yes, sir. We're gonna try to get that, man. I'm trying to see if I can get that.
Not Michael's barbershop because Damon will be bald headed.
Corey, I'm gonna try to get it started. The plan is that it's gonna be on Tuesday at noon. That's the plan. That's the plan. It's gonna be on at noon. So I got a few more things to handle, and I should be able to get it on by noon Tuesday. But I'm gonna keep y'all posted though, for real.
Jamar, Orange and Blue Skies, baby.
I got you, Corey. You can go to my Facebook, and I got a page. Just D Randle, just D in my last name, Randle, and just like the page, and then you good. I can give you all that. Orange and Blue Skies, man. And look at this dude, man. See how he do? Look at this dude.
Orange and Blue Skies, baby.
Ain't stand Stephen A. Smith, man. We're gonna put him in a celebrity boxing ring with Stephen A.
I'm gonna just punch him in the shoulder. He'll be all right. he just had surgery. We out. Wahala.
All right, folks.